Well guys, after that last video, I received a couple PMs from you out there asking for more simple steps that each of you could take in your own home to limit and reduce the amount of exposure that you and your family and your pets are receiving from these potentially dangerous and deadly radioactive particles. So let's start off with a very simple suggestion that all of you could not only implement in your own homes tonight, but also one that would cost you nothing and may, as a bonus, actually save you a couple dollars. And that is simply to start paying attention to the amount of steam that you are generating in your homes. Each time we jump into that tub for that long hot shower, or wash those dishes with scalding hot water, or wash our hands, we are generating vast amounts of steam in our homes. And as we all know, in the crazy times we live in, our drinking water now has become compromised. So my first suggestion is that all of us simply turn the heat down in those long hot showers and leave those exhaust fans on a little bit longer. Now this suggestion will not only cost you nothing, it may actually have the surprising benefit of saving you a couple dollars. In the meantime, we'll be potentially reducing the amount of radioactive particles, specifically iodine, that our pets and our children are breathing. And I feel this is a very important suggestion, especially for those of us with young children in our homes, because as you know, young children's thyroids are extremely sensitive to those radioactive iodine particles. Now the next simple step I'd like to mention comes with a caveat, in that those of you who have watched the first video in the series already know that I strongly suggest that each of you consider using dehydrated and freeze-dried fruits and vegetables in place of the potentially radioactively tainted fresh fruits and vegetables that are now to be found in supermarkets across the country and the world. So if you are going to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables, why not simply choose fresh fruits and vegetables from the southern hemisphere of this planet? This apple, for instance, was grown in Chile. These grapes were grown in Central America. Bananas, I understand, are basically grown within 10 degrees of the equator. Now, obviously, trace amounts of the radioactive fallout have reached even those far-flung areas. However, by choosing produce from the southern hemisphere of this planet, we can greatly reduce our exposure. Another thing that I think all of us may want to consider is a thorough cleaning of the interior of our homes. It's highly probable that many of us have residual radioactive particles that we have tracked in or our pets have tracked in over the course of the last several months. So why not simply perform a rigorous cleaning regimen in the interior of our own residence? Now I would caution all of you to consider using a wet dusting or a damp dusting rather than a dry, raw dusting, so as to avoid inhaling any of those potential radioactive particles that may be lurking. Now guys, in my last video, I incorrectly referred to aged cheese while addressing the subject of dated cheese. However, aged cheese is another fantastic way that we might avoid the cesium problem that we are finding in increasing amounts in our dairy products. And although many aged cheeses are quite expensive, buying aged cheese does not have to be an expensive endeavor for you and your family. I have found this Tillamook brand quite reasonably priced at my local Kroger grocery store. Runs about $9 a pound, which is not significantly higher than conventional cheese. And the taste of this is excellent. It's fantastic cheese. Icicle loves this stuff. You cannot keep the kid away from this. Now, these cheeses are dated at least 15 months, some 2 years or longer. So this is a readily available, reasonably priced, Fukushima-free aged cheese that you and your family can enjoy for the next year or two. In my last video, I referred to buying dated cheese and being able to often find those cheeses on sale because of their dated age. And I just bought this English Huntsman yesterday, last night. Manager special, $4.99. This was half off, and this is a fantastic cheese. English Huntsman is one of my favorites. So while we await for more scientific data to give us a clearer picture of just how prevalent the cesium contamination is in our dairy and cheese products, Icicle and I can enjoy this fantastic dated and aged cheese while saving money. And so could you and your family. Now guys, it's obviously impossible for any of us at this time to know the extent and duration of this nuclear disaster or the ramifications that it may or may not have on next year's harvest. But what we do know is that the largest grain producing regions of the world, the United States and Canada, have seen a rather significant influx of nuclear fallout. And what we also currently know is that grocery stores are currently marking down their old inventory of foods and products, so that erring on the side of caution not only makes perfect sense, it also saves you dollars as well. Now, I just purchased these 25-pound bags of rice last night at a local grocery store. They were 30% off because these are old product and the store's making way for its new inventory. So I was more than happy to load several bags of these into my truck last night. This old pre-Fukushima rice that the stores were eager to get rid of, and I was happy to take off their hands at a discount. And I feel that each of you should be looking at your grocery stores with a keen eye to not only save money, but to err on the side of caution, just in case we find that next year's harvest is heavily contaminated. And in conclusion, guys, it would be remiss of me not to mention contingency plans. Now, we have every reason to believe that we are facing the distinct possibility that many of the major growing and producing regions of North America, especially the West Coast, may be contaminated for years to come. And to that point, I would like to here and now strongly suggest that all of you consider investing a small amount of your capital in yourself and in your future. Now, hopefully, all of you already have a working seed bank at your own home that you are replenishing each year with some of your crop production. But for those of you who do not already have an established seed bank at your residence, or who, like myself, have depleted their seed banks, I think all of us should consider picking up a can or two of these garden in a can products. And this specific can runs around $40, and it houses a host of garden vegetables, actually enough seeds to grow a garden roughly the size of 2 full tennis courts to feed you and your family. These products, this specific product runs about $40, and I feel that this is an absolute must-have product. Now, tangential to that subject is, of course, the subject of potting soil. And obviously, we're going to have limited ability to grow Fukushima-free food if we're growing in heavily contaminated soils ourselves. So all of you may want to consider, at this time, going to your local supermarkets or garden centers and picking up a few bags of potting soil. Now, this specific product is Hyponex, and once again, I have absolutely no financial stake in any of the companies or products I'm mentioning. I'm simply giving you guys some ideas here. Now, I specifically called the company this morning on this product, and I learned that each bag is actually marked with a production date, and I don't think you're going to be able to make that out here on this camera. But if you look at these bags in your local store, the first 2 letters are the area of production, the next 2 numbers are the year of production, and the following 3 numbers are the exact day of the year that this product was packaged. So this specific product here is a local product that was made in 2011, 026. So this is the end of January, the 26th day of January is when this product was packaged. So this is a Fukushima-free bag of black gold. And they are practically giving this product away at my local store. It's on sale. I picked 8 pounds of this up for less than $1. So guys, I'm suggesting that each of you today consider investing a mere $100 in the future well-being of you and your family. And for that $100, you should be able to obtain over $500 worth of Fukushima-free potting soil and enough heirloom quality seeds to grow a 2 tennis court size garden of fruits and vegetables for you and your family. This small investment will return enough dividends in the form of fresh, delicious Fukushima-free produce in the first year for you to fully recoup 100% of your initial investment. Best of all, this project will allow you to recoup a continuous flow, a continuous stream of investment dividends in the form of fresh, Fukushima-free, nutritious, and delicious produce for you and your family. Now guys, we've been over here the last couple weeks trying to get these raised bed boxes together, and we already have some good crop production going here, so we're looking forward to our first harvest here in the Ice Age garden. And I apologize for those of you who have been asking about the next Ice Age update. There's a couple other videos I'd like to do, but I just felt like this was very time-sensitive, important information that I wanted to share with families and friends here on YouTube. Anyway, guys, we hope that all of you guys are doing well. We hope you're being safe, and hopefully we can keep you and your family Fukushima free. Nice job.